Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So you're probably wondering, well, you got the car, that's cool. You got some racing gear, that's cool. Well, what now? To be fair, I don't know, and I'm just gonna give up. I'm just kidding. No. Now there are. I obviously have to get a trailer. We got that lined up. You will see that coming up in this video, and then other than that, getting the trailer, you have to get a racing license. So you got to go to racing school. You can either spend a whole bunch of crap load of money, like $5,000 to go to a racing school, an accredited racing school, or you can do the cheap route that I'm going to do, which is try to find a regional SCCA driving course thingy. I don't know. I'll have to explain it more in a bit, but it's a far cheaper option. It's about $350 to do that versus like the $5,000 to rent a car at a racing school and the fuel and the tires. Now, you of course have to have your own car, which thankfully I do, but that's where we're at now. Got to get the trailer, got to go to a regional school, get licensed, and then we can finally hit the track. So as you guys can see here, I got to do these 2 online driver school modules for just little classes. And then from there, I have to get a physical, which I am worried about because I'll dig into it more later, but I have a heart condition and I might need to be getting a surgery soon, but I don't really know. So that's another hurdle we're going to have to try to figure out. But for now, one thing at a time. Got to do these driver school modules. Once I do those, I can then apply for this guy, which is the novice permit to then go racing. That looks like it's $150. Got to milk everything out of you. No, I'm not shading SCCA. That came across bad. I'll probably just cut that out, to be honest. And then you have to find out which division is closest to you. And with us being in Idaho, there's nothing really close except my homeboys in Snake River region. You guys are probably watching. Love you all. But when it comes to track racing, looks like the Northern Pacific Division is the division that we'll be racing with. So I looked them up, and here we go. So the racing school, I'll have to put in here too, but this is going to be, the racing school is on the first week of May. So realistically, somewhere around this point is what we'll shoot for to try to get our first race actually going. So you guys aren't completely out of the shade. I don't just have a car. I'm not planning on doing anything with it. That's the timeline kind of we're working with here. All right, guys, here we go. As promised, I went ahead and tried to find a SCCA region, local region that I could do this racing school with, so I didn't have to pay $5,000 out of my own pocket, especially because I already have the car. So I went ahead and found something on SCCA, their website. They have a list of events that shows upcoming races, hill climbs, whatever you want to do, and as far as racing schools too. So I went ahead and found one with Colorado called the Icebreaker Time Trial and Performance School. I went ahead and messaged them for more information. They gave me this motorsports registration link, which is, if you guys don't know anything about grassroots motorsports, that's kind of how all of our payment portal, you got to pay to play. That's our payment portal we do for all this racing stuff. So she gave me the motorsports registration link to it, and here it is. So this should cost like $350, so $350 plus $150, $500 just for that, plus the fuel to get out there. We're still talking a little bit over $1,000 or so, but it's a lot better than the average $3,000 to $5,000 for racing schools that you'll usually see at Skip Barber. Gosh, there's so many. I can't. Maybe I'll put in more, but there's a whole bunch out there. Skip Barber's is the first one that comes to my head. Bob Baudurant, that's another school. But yeah, those all cost thousands of thousands. This is a much more economical way of doing it. So that's the plan.
Hard cut to me trying to do the warm under trailer. Yep. Clearly that didn't work, did it?
We got a trailer.
And turns out your audio doesn't work when you don't have a mic on, so improvise. Yeah, handsome man.
But seriously, got a trailer. Finally, this is only $1,400, so much better than like the average $2,500, $3,000 you find for these things. It is cheaper because she's quite old. I don't know how old, but it seems old. It was a converted cargo trailer, so it used to hold different stuff. I don't know, but you can see it's not like this isn't a factory showroom trailer. Obviously, I mean, you get what you pay for. The lights won't really fully work, so I'll have to get someone that knows what they're doing, because honestly I don't know what I'm doing with that. But not even sure if these ramps are going to work yet. We'll find out. Comes with this sweet little toolboxer thing so we can keep stuff in there, but I mean, not even, this guy's only 1,000-pound rated. So I'm not even sure once we get the car on here if it's going to hold it up. But you know, I'll loop you back in, and you're going to find out with me if it works or not. So there we go. We finally got a trailer. We're ready to travel the West Coast with the Miata and try to kick some butt. All right. Okay, I wanted to start the car up for you while we guys are out here putting it on the trailer anyway. I had a little bit of an issue. I had to call Greg, the guy. There's two kill switches on this thing. There's one under the hood. Can't really remember what it's for. I don't know. It's probably for fuel or something. And then there's one over here on the A pillar. Or sorry. B. No, that is it. Yeah, A pillar on the passenger side. Bro, I'm tripping. It's been a long day. So that's for the electric. So I was like, why the hell is this car not getting any power? Anyway, you got this programmed on there. I love that. It says drive better. I haven't started up. But here you go. More cowbell. Don't know what that means. There you go. Still reading for the AFRs. By the way, if anyone wondering not sure about car stuff, AFR is your air fuel ratio. Every engine needs air and fuel to make power. You want it to be somewhere around 14, 15, 16, somewhere in that window. That's a usually good tuned running car. And yeah, that's why that gauge is there. So it's as long as it's somewhere around that region, you're usually good. This, you don't want to go anywhere. I would say north of like 170, 180, you should start being worried. That means your engines get really hot. You don't want to get too hot. The oil viscosity will change. It can literally, if you do it long enough, your pistons will literally weld itself to the cylinder walls and your engine will lock. Don't want that. So, okay, that being said, I'll give it a little rev. That's all you're getting. I don't want to piss off the guy that owns this place. So, that's that. Go put on the trailer and get going. I just realized I forgot to film an outro. So, next week's video will be something along the lines of me working with some friends in the car to try to get it prepared for next weekend's autocross. So if you're interested in that, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see you next week. Bye.